brothers. They killed. Give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my people. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right. That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home, only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting, the trail of my tears is countless. Main fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every cracker surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be, slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash, get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember Yahanna's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through. In the day of our king's reign, I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
Someday you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog. Payback is a dog. Dog is a dog.
Back roll.
This shit gon' ride.
You'll never see another nigga like this. Used to have that white bitch popping on the night shift. Now I'm going westward, sharper than an ice pick. On you rappers' necks, and it's feeling like some vice grips. Yeah, that's light shit. Send my bro a kite quick. Times of war, we ain't forget about you. Keep your light lit. Rappers can't see. Most of them scared to witness. Go and close your eyes. There's one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll poly grip like.
Alright, yes, Shalom Yabashim Shabakata. Yahushem Alatam Basham Yashai to all our brothers and to all our sisters. Right, I'm priest and officer I.S.U.P.K. Again, up here in DC. Again, right? We good to go, right? Right. Again, up here in DC. Again, it's an honor and a privilege, to serve under, righteous black men, and the opportunity, that was given through the Most High and Christ or King Yahushai, and under commanding General Yahanna. Every opportunity that brothers, that brothers, in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna has to be on, this platform is an honor, because now we serve, the man that follow King Yahushai, which is commanding General Yahanna, and we serve Christ. And this is why, it's always a privilege and an honor, to be on this platform. Again, it's like, to kick off the new year, is something that, you hear us speaking about throughout this week, because it was a glorious thing, in the spirit of brotherhood, in the spirit of sister, to see family come together.
Right.
And, when you really look at the atmosphere, it was lit from the start to the end. Every event, that commanding General Yahanna host, for the nation, it was glorious. And this is why, again, to really understand, or to really, gain, or to experience, that is something very, words can't really explain. But being around the atmosphere, being around the brotherhood, being around, the sisterhood, is a glorious thing. And this is why, again, every time, we come, it's like a reminder. We, just as we were reminded, we commissioned to go and to bring our brothers and sisters out of the, this condition, out of this society, by reminding them that they, or we are the people that the Most High God chose to rule this place, or to run this place. Because now the condition that this place is in, you would see, even, just with the little food, that the food drive that we did down in North Carolina, again, a lot of clips will be coming out soon. And this is why, it's so important, again, that brothers and sisters, really lock in, and pay attention, and, ask the questions, find yourself in the nearest school that where the I.S.U.P.K is. And, you'd meet brothers and, who would have that spirit, where they greet brothers in that spirit, because now coming out as we say, out of this society, or being brought up in a society where we had hate for one another, is a glorious thing. So again, I'm priest and officer I.S.U.P.K, just, holding it down, till, priest and Captain 13,000, Captain Mashak, falling. Again, out of Trinidad, here in DC again, with the brothers, Officer Barack, Officer Shapat, and my Jamaican brother, Officer Badawan, we rocking it, and we holding it down in the meantime. Just as, we've been taught to, and we've been raised up to do, to bring that reminders to our brothers and sisters. So, with this being said, let us, continue to bring that reminder to us, our brothers and sisters, and continue to remind, them as we have been reminded, right? So let me just jump into the scriptures, right? In the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 2, right? Just read 2 and 1, Babu Gosha. Right? Right. And verse 1. Yeah.
This is Second Chronicles chapter 2 and 1. And Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Lord and an house for his kingdom.
Right. And what we experienced this weekend was actually, as we say, just a peep of what the kingdom would be. Because now when you see brothers and sisters, attend the Passover, and the children and the atmosphere is lit, especially in the open field, and that glorious thing to see children enjoy themselves without any harm or danger being brought to them. Then you see our children, where they'd be confined, and you're not sure who would be who, because they would be moving, and everybody know that there's family. So it's not to say like, hey, this child will be lost and not taken care of or stolen and carried or abducted, and let me see. Go ahead, yes. Yeah.
Lock, you were saying so heavy. It's not only just your children, just your belongings. I had overheard that somebody lost like a cover, and somebody lost their keys to a white Traverse truck, and lo and behold, I get the call, and a young man in the school, and he had came to his first Passover, and
Right.
I think they had left,
Right.
but I get to call him to see where he's at because I didn't see him. And he was like, man, I lost the keys. I'm in the parking lot looking for the keys. I said, what kind of car is it?
Yeah.
He said, a white Traverse. I said, man, your keys on the stage.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
We turn everything in. Nothing's ever lost. It's glorious. I'm trying to tell you.
That's right. And again, that's why again, and give it up for that. Because now you see the spirit of brotherhood. We actually would see this, and that's why I say like it's like a peep into the kingdom. Because now where society drawing or proclaiming this kingdom to be is now where it is. Actually, what taking place right here now in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna is a peep away. We actually would be doing, and again, and it's like it's like a glorious thing, and again, words to describe it is like it is like you had to be there, because now you know in that spirit it's like, hey, you're going to tell brothers and sisters, hey, this now we will show you a clip, we will send a video, and all the clips or the pics that has been let me say processed throughout the social media and every platform. Brothers and sisters can go up and look and see if you see anybody again unaliving anybody. See if you see anybody with, as you say, molesting any children. You wouldn't find that, because now, why? Black people, and when I say black people, I'm talking about these 12 tribes, these brothers and them, coming back in that spirit, and the Lord raising back up them, these sons, as we are say, teach unto your sons, unto your sons' sons. And this is what is happening, and this is why, again, it's a glorious thing to be in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna in this time. Because now, while, as we say, the earth or the world at war, under Commanding General Yahanna in the I.S.U.P.K, under the Most High Christ, building righteous men, building righteous sisters, building righteous family, in preparation for what is to come. And as we read, as we say, and Solomon determined to build an house for the name of the Lord. And this is what, Commanding General has been commissioned to do in the meantime. And this is why we say he's the only man, only brother with that rank and authority right now in the earth to bring black people together, Hispanic people together, Native Indian people together. Because why? Without, the truth, passing down through righteous black men, it would be watered down. And this is why you have, as we say, all these fake religious organizations, continuing to do what? To push or promote lies, joining other nations and destroying the lives of black people. Because why? They, as we say, had that spirit, as we say, of our oppressor on them. And this is why now, when brothers, as we say, when we relate to brothers and sisters in the world, we will have that sense of compassion, because we understand that, because we came from that walk of life. And this is why, again, to really understand or to know truth, you must be in the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General Yahanna. Right? Jump down to verse 12, Babakusha.
Second Chronicles chapter 2 verse 12. Harum said, moreover, Blessed be the Lord God of Israel, that made heaven and earth, who hath given to David the king of a wise son.
Right? And why is that blessing? Because now we see, this is why now King Yahushua sit on the throne of David. Because why? Because this was always a commission from the beginning. As we say, we fall. As you say, a righteous man fall, and we do, we get back up. But when the wicked fall, they continue in the ways. And this is why now this son would be wise. And this is why when we go back and we read again, he say on this wise, this son, let's paraphrasing, with this son will be, brought forth. And this is why again, when we look and we see, again, the position of our people today, this is why these reminders must be brought out. Go ahead, Baba Kusha.
Endued with prudence and understanding, that might build an house for the Lord and an house for his kingdom.
Right, and we know in that time now, this was commissioned to Solomon, and this is what he was going to do. Right, go ahead.
Verse 13. And now I have a cunning man endued with understanding of Haram, my father's.
Go ahead.
Verse 14. The son of a woman of the daughter of Dan.
Right. So now we explaining this was again. This was again our brother, and again with the history behind that. Again, you could go back and we have classes where teach you history of the breakdown on the 12 tribes. Dan was merged into into the tribe of Manasseh. Right? Go ahead.
Khan. And his father was a man of Tyre, skillful to work in gold and in silver, in brass, in iron, in stone, and in timber, in purple, in blue, and in fine linen.
And anybody know why I went there? Eh? The reason why I went there is because the garments, the work that men put in behind these garments. This read over Baba Kusha.
Khan.
From the top 14.
Khan, verse 2 Chronicles chapter 2, verse 14. The son of a woman of the daughter of Dan, and his father was a man of Tyre, skillful to work in gold.
Right. So this man was skillful to work in gold. Go ahead.
And in silver, in brass and iron, in stone and in timber, in purple, in blue, and in fine linen, and in crimson. Also to grave any manner of graving, and to find out every device which shall be put to him, with thy cunning men and with the cunning men of the Lord David thy father. So
this man was a craftsman, and when you look at as we say, the garments that brother portray or display with the headpieces, even to the sisters, even to the children, you would see that this was done by skillful men that would take that time and effort, because now it's like, hey, this is who we is. This is our people, and we don't just go by name. We have our way to portray ourselves, and this is why when everybody, or as we say, when the world look at us dress, the first thing I ask, where is a biker when they see the fringes on the side of our, as you say, our garment, and we would even question how they dress, because now we know, hey, their culture, however, but they so far mind or so far fetched. It's like, hey, they would look at us as something to emulate or to portray in the world. But knowing in this is our custom, this is our culture, and this is why everything or effort we put behind these as you say, these garments, or these, as you say, these clothes, that it is righteous, because now we portray our culture, our custom. And this is why, again, a man of understanding, and we will read that just now. This is why, as we say, we get behind that man. Because why? This is how we're going to be learned or taught. And this is why we must, and I always say this to brothers, that, contact the nearest school. It's so important, and it's so, right now. Because now the spirit that portraying, as you see in the midst of everything, black men waking up, Hispanic men waking up, Native Indian men waking up. So what? To this truth. Because now when you look around us, you would see that family vibe. And that vibe is something that was lost for over 400 years. Because now without our identity, we don't even know who we is. And as we say, Tawada Barakataya Wire Chef Commander General Yahanna. Because now we come back over 400 years since 1969 and a righteous black man could hold on this truth. Okay, come and to teach men, hey, just as he been taught in that spirit, to raise up black men in that spirit. And to do what? Raise up black families as well. To know that the harm that was done to us over 400 years, it could be redo. Because why? Now we have the spirit of a family or a nation together. So now no longer the question go ask, as I say, when we raise up with sons and with daughters, hey, what is your nationality? I go label myself or label myself as an American citizen or whatever, African American. What immediately they'll tell it, hey, this is why Israelite. Just like how the Chinese are Chinese, the East Indian could say there's a East Indian, and the white man could say he's a white man. We could identify ourselves in this time. Yeah. So like, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead, No, I'm too wild.
If I may, you said when they see the family spirit, like when I was leaving the hotel, we on the last day, everybody leaving. There was a Latino brother, he bent the corner and was like, so what are y'all all about? You know what I mean? Because he could see what was going on. Like,
right.
We may have been loud, but we just having fun, like this giant family reunion.
Yeah.
And I gave him all the info to the North Carolina school, and then I ain't even give it about 20 feet further than that. And another brother out of nowhere, he was like, man, he was already saying, how can I go to your school?
Right.
And I gave him the information to the North Carolina school. He was Puerto Rican. I didn't ask the get into the other gentleman's background, you know what I'm saying? But I gave him the info to the school. He was clearly Latino, brother.
Right. Musa and Christ said that, like, give it up for that. Again, you see that spirit? Because now what we displaying the spirit of righteousness. Just as we say, our king, have been displayed or displaying since in his time. Because why? This is why, it's so important, again, as we read out our records, and you bring this reminder unto us. Right? So, okay. Okay. Nice. Give me the book of Ezra chapter 8 and verse 18. And Ezra in the Bible. Yeah. 8 verse 18. Yeah. Right? No, Ezra in the Bible. Ezra. Yeah.
This is the book of Ezra, chapter 8, verse 18. And by the good hand of our God upon us, they brought us a man of understanding.
They what?
They brought us a man of understanding.
So again, and I just touching on, as we say, on a little basic, because now when we look at the men and them that the Most High God choose, these men had understanding. And this is why, again, what our king did in his time, that this is why he said that how, it is not meet for me to take the children breads and cast it to dogs. Because now this is a man of understanding. He understand what it takes to bring back or to rebuild a nation. Because now the condition, Ezra them in his time as well, he had to do the same thing. The men after him, as we say, coming down in line. This is why we say this book is one flow, one spirit throughout this book. And the men that continue to teach this, they're going to teach the same thing, because these men will be men of understanding. And this is why now when you see, the generals, Command General Yahanna, the captains, the officers, even, as we say, even the troopers and all, everybody get in line. Because now what they do now, they understand that structure. Because now it's not like, hey, I will go beyond, without asking a question. Because now anytime you catch yourself falling out of line, now it have something we call counsel. So now that counsel will get you back in line. And this is why every structure that is set up in here is right. And it would and it could fix the black home right now. And this is why now, as you say, read over Babakasha.
Khan. And by the good hand of our God upon us, they brought us a man of understanding.
And this is why, as we say, we always liken the Most High God as our Father. We always liken the Most High God as our Father, because now we always had an eye out for us. He always look out for us. And this is why, we always, just like any father would make that choice. And the ones who follow, they would be rewarded. And the ones who disobey, they have, as you say, the consequences to face. But know this, he always still had compassion, and he always give them that time. He always give them that time. Not like, as we say, with these religious group will teach, that they will teach separation, from you separating or being apart from your brother and joining, as we say, the heathen. But no, we the structure of our records is like this people or this nation should be separated from all nations. I say all nations and youth. This is who he is, because now we have a duty, we have a job to do, which is to rule or to run this place in righteousness. And without us, not being in authority, as the scripture say, when the righteous in authority, right now we're not in authority. So what happened to the people the morning? What happened to everything? Everything, as we say, in total chaos. Because now we're seeing, as we say, the end result of, as we say, this wicked bastard that is ruling this place. Everything going up in smoke, everything going up in turmoil. Nothing can, let me say, it not no structure in nothing. And this is why now, again, we must get behind a man and understand. Go ahead, Babakasha.
Khan. They brought us a man of understanding of the sons of Mali, the son of Levi.
So now we see again, we just read about, from this brother from the tribe of Dan. Now we hearing about a brother from the tribe of Levi. And again, it's so important that again, I can't really, put word state, but again, go directly into our records and bring it out. Because now it needs to be reminded. Go ahead, Oh, go ahead.
Akira 76 says, Slack it, sir. May I receive a breakdown of Judges 16 and 31?
Right.
Who is the he, Samson or the Most High?
All right, let me go to it. Right? And remember, if we can't get it now, the cap will come in that time. But let me go to it and Judges. It's taking a little warm. Judges what?
16 and 31.
Check it. Go ahead when you're gonna get it.
Come. This is the book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 31. Then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the burying place of Manoah, his father. And he judged Israel 20 years.
What was the question?
It said, who is the he in that verse? Is it Samson or the Most High?
Yeah?
It said, is the he Samson or the Most High?
Is he Samson or the Most High? Right? Yeah. And the judges. Because remember now again, this was in the time of Samson. We're reading about, and Samson was a judge, was one of the judges in Israel. So now it wouldn't be the Most High. It wouldn't be the Most High, right? And we could always get confirmation on that. When the cap coming, right? We could always get confirmation on that, right? Yeah, go ahead.
According to what this scripture had said,
Yes,
he judged Israel for how many years? 20 years?
Yeah.
The Most High is still judging Israel, so it wouldn't be Most High.
Yes, Salaki. I know pass the class over the priest and
Samson.
Our realm, right?
Welcome back from the Passover. Clap it up. Clap it up. I mean, everybody was doing their thing at the Passover. I mean, happy to see family down there. I mean, when I say family, I'm talking about the priests and prophets of the I.S.U.P.K under Commander Yahanna and all their beautiful families. I mean, so it was definitely Tawab. Shout out to Trinidad, Jamaica, down here with us this week. Sorry, Christ came back. Will be with us for a couple of weeks, so definitely shout out to them. I mean, those back home in Trinidad, Jamaica, hold it down. Kaya don't want to hold it down there for now. I mean, what's the officer holding down Trinidad right now? Officer McQuire? Hold it down. I mean, all right. This is Wednesday night scripture breakdown class. Any questions?
From Akira 76 says, Salaki, sir, may I receive a breakdown of Judges 16:31? Who is the he? Is it Samson or the Most High?
That's it.
Come. This is the book of Judges, chapter 16, verse 31. Then his brethren and all the house of his father came down and took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah.
This is after Samson died, right? This is when Samson died. After he had fallen for the tricks of a woman, right? And it cut his hair, but he asked the Most High for strength for the last minute, for one more chance to get at his enemies. You understand what I mean? So now he had died, and this is his family, of course, sad to get ready to bury him. Go ahead.
Come. And took him and brought him up and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol in the burying place of Manoah. Manoah,
go ahead,
his father. And he judged Israel 20 years.
So they're asking, who's the he that judged Israel for 20 years? Who's the he? Who's the he? Barak. Go ahead. Samson. That's it. He judged. That's why it's giving you all that happened, and they're closing out basically saying, and he, meaning Samson, judged Israel for those 20 years. You understand? He judged them for those 20 years. So to the answer to the brother's question, that is Samson. This is not the Most High. The Most High is judging until now. Right or wrong? It can't be the Most High, because the Most High is judging us right now. Still judging. That's what I mean. So that was Samson. His chapter was over, but who was judging on behalf of the Most High for 20 years. And the judgment he was doing was what? What judgment was he doing? Go ahead. Wars. Samson had no precepts for y'all. He only had right hands and left hands. He had zero precepts for these heathen. You know what I mean? He judged Israel in the sense that he went and fought on behalf of Israel against the heathen. That's how he judged Israel. You know, warriors like that are coming back on the earth to judge this place. You understand what I mean? I hope that answers. Was that a brother or a sister? I hope that answers the sister's question. Any other questions in class? Go ahead.
Come, sir. Just for clarification, like far as the youth having as far as I remember Jeremiah Hyman was saying like there's a age, like a certain age where that you can be held accountable, but there's an age limit where as kids can't really, if they mess up, they ain't really gonna be held accountable type.
Meaning what?
As for the unleavened feast of unleavened bread.
Okay.
What would be like age where where
give me an example. Like, what do you mean mess up?
Like because in school, you got school, and then you got some kids that they go be on their own type, right?
Okay.
So they might mess around and not think about it and end up accidentally eating bread or something like that.
Okay, I got you. And you asking what would be an age where you think they'd be held accountable?
Concept.
Well, remember, this is practice. Now, this is our beliefs also. I'm not saying it's practice like it's something small. You understand what I mean? But we're coming back into who we were. We're not living in a society. If we lived in a society where it was an Israelite culture in the society, we wouldn't have to think. We wouldn't make no mistakes when it comes to unleavened bread. Why? Because there wouldn't be none to buy on the streets. You understand what I mean? So bringing up a young son or a young daughter in this world, basically what you're doing, at that point, you have to view it as the Most High is not holding them accountable. You're holding them accountable now. You understand what I mean? You're their father right now.
Okay.
You're holding them accountable. You know better. They don't, or they might not be thinking. And it's like riding a bike. The child falls. The Most High is not saying, hey, why did the child fall? You're saying, hey, get back up. You understand me? So you're at this point, you're doing the training, you're doing the counseling, you're doing the corrections. So you'll correct as you see fit, right? Based on the child's age. A child who's a baby will not be held to the same standards as a young man, right? So not saying that they have a free pass, but based off how you deal with it, is at this point it's your responsibility to bring them up, especially when they are underage. If that answers your question.
The water does.
All right. So Quash, go ahead. Go ahead.
Especially like just in this example of like eating bread during the Feast of Unleavened Bread. The scripture says we're supposed to take everything out the house.
Right.
So there wouldn't be a slip up, at least when we have them with us.
Mm-hmm.
If they're out in going to school or whatnot, we kind of have to guide them against it. But at least in the house, we're supposed to take away all of that temptation so that it wouldn't be any slip up.
Mm-hmm. Right. And make it festive. You understand? Because I'll tell you what, we don't have to remind them about Christmas or any of the other holidays. You understand me? Because the world does a great job of reminding them about that. So in your household, make it something amazing, something exciting. I mean, furthermore, make it something that they and their family celebrate. Right? That's our culture. We're building a culture here. Our culture, we do this, we do that. I remember last year I seen Officer Kazak had his little daughter making unleavened bread. He posted on social media. Things like that are memorable for children. You understand me? And it's all part of the training for them. They're the next generation. It's our responsibility to raise them up. It's not the Lord's responsibility to raise them up. It's the Lord's responsibility. Well, I don't want to say responsibility, but the Lord will judge them. You know what I mean? But what he will be judging really is our work. You know what I mean? What we've done, that's what he's judging. All right. Any other questions? All right. Give me the book of 2 Samuel. Right? You're gonna give me the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 18. 2 Samuel chapter 18, verse 32. Get that for me, please. Again, this is Wednesday night scripture breakdown class with the DC school. Any questions online or in class, just go ahead and ask. What's the question?
Kira 86 says, Salaki, sir, if I may receive a breakdown of 1 Samuel 28 and 14. Did the woman call Samuel up from the dead for Saul?
All right, let's get that real quick. And the short answer is no. Right? The short answer, sis, is no. That was a demon. You understand? That was definitely a demon. That was not Samuel. You cannot call a dead person up from the from the dead. All right, just as a short answer. but it came up. It looked like Samuel. It spoke like Samuel. You know what I mean? But that was just Saul. Remember, Saul was being visited by who? Demons, right? And that was just another demon to get him to go and do something he shouldn't be doing. You know what I mean? That was just another way of, once, and we're gonna get into that actually in the breakdown I'm gonna go over today, and you're gonna see how once the Lord turns his head from you, you are free game to the demons. You understand what I mean? So we're gonna get into that a little bit. What's the name? Akira 76. We're definitely gonna get into that a little bit. So just pay attention and you let me know if it answers your question. Go ahead. Who got what I asked for?
Is 1 Samuel chapter 28, verse 14. And he said unto her, what form is he of? And she said, an old man cometh up.
No, we'll get I answered that question already. No, that was to answer her question. No, that was not Saul. But I need 2 Samuel 18, verse 32. But like I said, we're gonna answer some of that also. It's in the breakdown that we're gonna go through today. 2 Samuel 18:32. This is one of my who got it?
Kawakan.
Right.
It's the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 18, verse 32. And the king said unto Cushai, is the young man Absalom safe?
So this is King David, right? This is King David. He was going to war with his son Absalom, right? So now they're in the field, and he tells when they go after Absalom, King David specifically requests that they do not hurt the boy. You understand what I mean? Even though they're at war, this is his son. They're at war, but King David is requesting you do not hurt the boy. So now when they come back from the battle, King David is waiting on report. So as soon as they show up, notice King David doesn't ask about nobody. The first person he asked about is the supposed enemy, Absalom, who's coming to kill him. And he said, what?
Kawakan. Is the young man Absalom safe?
Is the young man Absalom safe? Because he's concerned, he's worried. Right? Go ahead.
Kawakan. And Cushai answered.
Cushai is the person delivering the news, the messenger. He answers and says, what?
The enemies of my Lord, the king, and all that rise against thee to do thee hurt, be as that young man is.
So Cushai says, may the enemies of my Lord, who's his Lord? King David. May your enemies end up just like that young man did. So you know what that means. You know what I mean? That boy's dead. You understand what I mean? To what? No, to what? I mean, that boy's dead. So now, like they do in the movies, right? In the movies, what happens? After it says that, they stop and say, how did we end up here? You might be asking, how did I end up in this situation? Right? So we got to find out what's happening to cause that situation. You understand what I mean? Take me to 2 Kings chapter 11, verse 1. Go ahead, Barak. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna get into that also in the story. Go ahead. Second Kings 11, verse 1.
Kawakan. This is the book of 2 Kings, chapter 11, verse 1. And when Athaliah, the mother of Uzziah, saw that her son.
2 Kings 11, verse 1. 2 Samuel, 2 Samuel 11, verse 1.
Kawakan. This is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 11, verse 1. And it came to pass that after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle.
Pay attention to that part. What time is it? At the time when what?
That after the year was expired, at the time when kings go forth to battle.
The time when kings go to battle. Pay attention to that. You understand what I mean? This is an excellent lesson for priests and officers in the school. At the time when you should be at camp. At the time when you should be at class, at the time when you should be doing something for the nation, at the time when you should be doing your job, basically, right? At the time when kings go to battle, this time King David should have been at battle, right? Keep reading.
Come on. That David sent Joab and his servants with him and all Israel.
So David sent Joab. Joab was the general of his army at the time, and all his servants into the battle, but he stayed back. You understand what I mean? Of course, now when you have a strong team, you have a loyal soldier like Joab, you feel you could not go and do your job. You understand what I mean? You feel like somebody else will take care of it. I don't have to be present. So at that time, when he should have been going to war, he stayed back and sent Joab and his military into battle. Go ahead.
Come. And they destroyed the children of Ammon and besieged Rabbah.
Right. So they went there and they did their job, man. You understand? I mean, Joab went out there and he did his thing. He destroyed the children of Ammon. I mean, he didn't, by the way, Christians, he did not go there to give them the good news of Jesus Christ. You understand? He went there and put them to death. That was his job. And he had Rabbah under siege. Go ahead, bro.
He turned them into sushi.
Right, into shish kebab. You understand? Go ahead.
Come. But David tarried still at Jerusalem.
But David stayed back at Jerusalem. This is how we're going to get to that whole situation that we just read about. David stayed back in Jerusalem, right? Relaxing. I mean, there's nothing wrong with staying home, right? It's Saturday, time for camp. There's nothing wrong with staying home. You understand what I mean? Keep reading.
Come. Verse 2. And it came to pass in an evening tide that David arose from off his bed and walked upon the roof of the king's house.
There's nothing to do. What do you do when you're sitting home? Man, there's nothing to do. Right? Damn, ain't nothing to do here. I'm bored. Let me just take a walk to the rooftop. You understand? Let me take a walk to the rooftop. Satan's waiting there for you, brother. You understand me? Satan is waiting there for you at the rooftop. Why? Guess what? Guess who's not? Keep reading, actually. Go ahead.
Come.
Keep one section 5. Go ahead.
And from the roof, he saw a woman washing herself, and the woman was very beautiful to look upon.
Guess who was not seeing no women washing themselves and being beautiful? Joab. The rest of the military. You understand what I mean? They was doing the Lord's work. They were doing the Lord's work and winning. The Lord was with them out there in that battle. And they were slaughtering Ammon left, right, and center. And they had all the cities around them scared to death at the army of the Lord. But David stayed back. And he went up to the rooftop and saw a beautiful girl bathing. Shapot, you got something?
It's like I was going to ask the question before the question.
What was that?
You said who was it now? You mean Joab.
Yeah.
Joab wasn't being tempted by Satan.
Joab was not being tempted by Satan, brother. Joab was out putting in work for the Lord's glory. You understand? But David stayed back and he went on the rooftop and saw that beautiful woman, or the beautiful girl bathing. Go ahead.
Come. And the woman was very beautiful to look upon. Verse 3. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam?
So now, read that part again.
Come. And David sent and inquired after the woman. And one said, is not this Bathsheba, the daughter of Elam?
So somebody said to David, is it this Bathsheba, right? The daughter of Elam. Go ahead.
The wife of Uriah, Slakia, the Hittite.
Isn't that Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah? So somebody just let him know that this sister's married. You understand? This sister's married. But David being the king, he gets what he wants. You understand me? Why? Because he's not at work. He's not at work doing what he should be doing. Now you have plenty of time to find yourself in situations where you should not be in the first place. You understand? Remember what we read. At this time, the king is supposed to go into battle. You understand? Kings went into battle for the purpose of inspiring their troops, for the purpose of being there with your brothers. You understand what I mean? For being there with your brothers. Guess what? The war of Armageddon, guess who's going to be in the front line? Yahushua. You understand what I mean? He's not sending nobody to go do that work. He's going to do the work. You understand? Go ahead, Shapat.
When he said Uriah the Hittite, it's more like when we always describe with Ruth, like he just lived out there. He's not actually a Hittite. He's an Israelite that's from that land.
Well, at that time, the Hittite was part of Israel. Just like, I'll give you another one. A lot of people often use the word Samaria. Samaria was the capital of Israel at one point. But when you hear the Samaritan, you look at it as a heathen. But Samaria was part of Israel.
So the land.
The land. That's the land. That's like saying Shapat from DC. You understand? Or from from Maryland. Excuse me. Right? Go ahead. Keep reading.
Kamakan, verse 4. And David sent messengers and took her, and she came in unto him, and he lay with her, for she was purified from her uncleanness.
Right? So he came and he had sex with her. You understand? Go ahead.
Kamakan, and she returned unto her house. Verse 5. And the woman conceived and sent and told David and said, I am with child.
Here's the message you brothers dread to hear. This is the last message you want to hear after you done something you shouldn't have done. I am with child. Go ahead, Bakwash. Yeah. Yeah, that is the message you dread to hear, brother. I am with child, especially in that situation. You understand? You think they was just, hit it and quit it and keep it low. Doesn't go that way. I'm with child. Keep going.
Kamakan, verse 6. And David sent to Joab, saying, send me Uriah.
Now, we're not going to go into this part, but this is actually my favorite part of the whole thing, but it's not part of the point we're making today. But he sends for Uriah, and the whole drama happens. You understand what I mean? And then finally he tells Joab, put Uriah at the front of the line at war and back away from him. Right? Put him in the front and then retreat, leaving him there by himself. And of course, Uriah was slaughtered in battle. You understand? Uriah was a righteous brother. You understand what I mean? And he was slaughtered in battle at the commandment of the king. Why? Because the king didn't do his job. That's why. The king was not at war. In fact, he was home relaxing. Why am I bringing this up? Because we have jobs to do. You understand? We have jobs to do, and we can't linger in it and play around with it. You understand? When we have assignments to do, those assignments keep you, like, imagine the Lord has work for you to do. That means what? That means you're too busy to even deal with any nonsense. When you put that work away, you invite Satan in. You invite Satan in. Skip me to the next chapter, verse 1. Let me know if there's any questions.
Kamakan, this is the book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 1. And the Lord sent Nathan on
Fast forward. Now, after he done what he did, the Lord sent a prophet, Nathan, right, to go and speak to David. Go ahead.
Kamakan. And the Lord sent Nathan unto David, and he came unto him.
And Nathan was the head prophet at the time, right? Sidebar. So if you know history, Nathan was the head prophet. Guess who was under him? No. King David was not under Nathan. Samuel. Samuel was under Nathan. When Nathan died, guess who became the head prophet? No, when Nathan was over Samuel. Nathan was the head prophet. When he died, Samuel became the head prophet. It's rank. You understand? At that point, after Nathan came Samuel. That's what Samuel is the one who anointed Saul and did all that afterwards. Huh? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Wasn't he the one who anointed David as well?
Who's Samuel?
Yeah.
You could be right. I might have it backwards. That's fine. Right? I might have it backwards. But go ahead.
Come on. And he came on to him and said unto him, there were two men in one city. The one rich.
This is Nathan, right? Not Sam. This is Nathan. Talking to David now. Go ahead.
The one rich and the other poor.
Mm-hmm.
The rich man had exceedingly many flocks and herds. Verse 3. But the poor man had nothing save one little ewe lamb, which he had brought and nourished up.
Why is Nathan giving him this illustration here, or this example? So Nathan's coming to David to judge a situation. Why is he using that illustration? Rock it that for me, please, twice. Why is he using that illustration? Mataya, go ahead.
So like he's comparing him and Uriah situation, like living like the different status in life.
But why is he using that situation? Read it again. You're gonna see my point.
Come on.
Go ahead, Salaki.
Because in Israel, we were more like farmers.
But why is Nathan using this to give David the example? Read again, Mataya. Well, let me read it one more time.
Come on. From verse 2?
Yes.
Come on. The rich man had exceedingly many flocks and herds.
He's giving two people. A rich man who had many what? Flocks. Right? Go ahead.
Come on. But the poor man had nothing save one little ewe lamb.
So, but the poor man had one lamb. Go ahead.
Which he had brought and nourished up, and it grew up together with him.
Go ahead.
And with his children.
Go ahead.
It did eat of his own meat.
Why is he giving this illustration here? Bakwashia.
Because he was a shepherd.
He was a shepherd. David was a shepherd at one point. You understand? Him being a shepherd, when he hears that man had one sheep that he raised up with his children, and that sheep used to eat off the man's plate, and that man loved that sheep, David could understand that. David could understand, he could relate. Okay, this man is a shepherd with one sheep. He's a poor man, that's why he only has one sheep. But he loved that sheep like one of his children. David fought a lion over a sheep and a bear. You understand what I mean? He fought both a lion and a bear over a sheep. So you know he loved them. Right? Keep reading.
Come on. It did eat of his own meat and drank of his own cup and lay in his bosom and was unto him as a daughter.
That sheep was like a daughter unto him. For those who own pit bulls, you understand. That pit bull to some people like a child. Right? Go ahead.
Come on. Verse 4. And there came a traveler unto the rich man.
So the rich man had a visitor, a traveler. Go ahead.
And he spared to take of his own flock and of his own herd.
He didn't go and take anything from his own flock or his own herd. Go ahead.
To dress for the wayfaring man that was come onto him.
Mm-hmm.
But took the poor man's lamb and dressed it for the man that was come onto him.
Go ahead.
Verse 5.
So now he didn't take his own one of his own many flocks. He took that one lamb that man had, and he slaughtered it, seasoned it. That's what he means, dressed it, seasoned it, right, and cooked it for his visitor. You understand? Who's his visitor? If you do understand the parable, who's his visitor? Lust is his visitor. You understand? That feeling he had is his visitor. And he had many wives. David had many wives versus Uriah, who had that one wife. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
Come. Verse 5. And David's anger was greatly kindled against the man.
David was pissed off. David said, what? What happened in this kingdom? You understand what I mean? His anger was kindled against this man. Whoever this man is was going to face death. Go ahead, Shapop.
He ready to spin the block.
Oh, man. He was going to put that man to death himself over that because of the injustice. You understand? That's why the Lord had Nathan use that illustration to get him to see what he did, because the Lord is speaking from his viewpoint now. You understand? A lot of things you do, you don't see from the Lord's viewpoint. You see it like a first person. There's a first person viewpoint. You don't see the big scale of it. To the Lord, you had a lot of wives. You slaughtered this brother over that one woman. You understand what I mean? That's what the Lord saw. Keep reading.
Come. And he said to Nathan, as the Lord liveth, the man that hath done this thing.
As the Lord liveth. As the Lord liveth. The man who did this thing, go ahead.
Shall surely die.
He's a dead man. He's a dead man, and it's going to be just that he dies. Because he killed the lamb. Not a person. He killed the lamb of somebody else that only had one where he had many. How evil could you be? How much of a bastard could you be? When you have all these lambs at home, and to impress some visitor, you go and you slaughter that man's one lamb. You are merciless. That's what David's thinking. Keep reading.
Come. Verse 6. And he shall restore the lamb fourfold.
He's going to have to pay back that lamb fourfold. Right, go ahead.
Come. Because he did this thing, and because he had no pity. Verse 7. And
he had what?
He had no pity.
He had no pity. That was David's viewpoint. You understand what I mean? He had no pity. He had no mercy on that brother, man. Go ahead.
Verse 7. And Nathan said to David.
Now here's the cut. Here's the cut coming right now. Go ahead.
Thou art the man.
Thou art the man. That's what you do not want to hear. After you done rendered judgment, you find out it's you. After you done rendered judgment, you said this man should die. You understand what I mean? You decided this man was evil. And the prophet looks at you and say, well, the person is you. You're the bastard. You're the evildoer. You're the brother who violated your brother. Violated his household. Violated his wife. It's you. Keep reading.
Come. Thus saith the Lord.
This is something you don't want to hear coming from a prophet when it comes to judgment. Thus saith the Lord. Meaning that the words I'm about to say to you right now are not my words. This is God's judgment against you. This is what you're about to hear. Thus saith the Lord. Go ahead.
Come. God of Israel.
And he's identifying with Lord. This is not Allah. If it's Allah, you could go whatever. If it's the Caesar bullshit, the white Jesus, yeah, whatever. This is the God of Israel, the God of your forefathers, who judged your forefathers and is about to judge you. Go ahead.
I anointed thee king over Israel.
I anointed you king. I made you king over Israel. Go ahead.
And I delivered thee out of the hand of Saul.
I saved your life. Go ahead.
And I gave thee thy master's house.
I gave you Saul's house. Go ahead.
And thy master's wives.
And all of Saul's wives I gave you. This is a precept for multiple wives, by the way. But keep going.
Into thy bosom.
Into thy bosom. Go ahead.
And gave thee the house of Israel.
And gave you to rule over the house of Israel. Go ahead.
And of Judah.
And of Judah. The two kingdoms. Right? Go ahead.
And if that had been too little.
If that was not enough. Go ahead.
I would moreover had given thee, Salaki, I would moreover have given unto thee such and such things.
What does it mean? What do they say? Such and such things. More. Whatever you ask. If what I gave you was not enough, you could have asked me. I'd have gave you more. You understand? Keep reading.
Verse 9. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord?
Why have you despised the commandment? Why do you hate the commandments of the Lord? Why did you forsake the commandments of the Lord? What's the commandment of the Lord that he's talking about? Quash. What's the commandment of the Lord that he's talking about? Barak? Love thy brother as thyself. Envy not thy neighbor's wife. Covet not thy neighbor's wife. Why are you forsaking these laws? These laws are clear. And you're the king. You're the king. You tell me you couldn't get a single woman? You have to look at another brother's wife. The minute you hear that's a brother's wife, that's it. It should be done. You understand what I mean? But because you have power, you can defy the Lord's laws now. Go ahead, about one.
Right, and it also lead him to commit murder.
Yeah. 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 In the parable, he slaughtered the sheep. In real life, he slaughtered the actual brother. You understand what I mean? Go ahead.
Come on. Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight? Thou hast killed your.
Read that correctly.
Come on.
That was not a question. Read it correctly.
Wherefore hast thou despised the commandment of the Lord to do evil in his sight?
Correct. Go ahead.
Thou hast killed Uriah.
You killed Uriah.
The Hittite with the sword.
The Lord knows that person. You understand what I mean? Don't think the Lord doesn't know that poor brother you slaughtered. He named him in the city he's from. You understand? He knows exactly who you murdered. Go ahead. For those who think that there's some people who are so small, the Lord doesn't know them. The Lord knows them. You understand? Go ahead.
And has taken his wife to be thy wife.
Go ahead.
And has slain him with the sword of the children of Ammon. Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine house.
What's the penalty?
The sword shall never depart from thine house.
The sword will not depart from your house. You understand what I mean? That's the penalty now. Because you did this, the sword, meaning war, meaning bloodshed, is not going to leave your house. Keep reading.
Come. Because thou hast despised me and hast taken the wife of Uriah.
Because you have despised me. How did he despise the Lord? About one.
Breaking his commandments.
Right. What precept would you pull to show he despised his Lord? Bakwash is smiling too bright. You already know where I'm going. Go ahead. I know, because you knew where I was going. What precept would he use to show that he despised the Lord? No, where would you go?
I was going to go I was going somewhere else.
Where would you go?
The sins of the fathers pass on to the son.
No. Shabbat.
Okay, well, with 5:3, 1 John 5:3, the love of God.
No. Where would you go? Read that again.
Come. Now, therefore, the sword shall never depart from thine house, because thou hast despised me.
How did he despise the Lord? Abada want to answer how did he despise him, because he broke his commandments. But what scripture would you show that he despised the Lord? By doing what he did. I think I already gave it to you. Maybe not. About one. Officer about one.
Like the murder, adultery.
No, it's not wrong, but there's a specific verse I'm looking. Maybe I'm just seeing from my point of view, so I'll give it to you for the sake of time.
Okay.
The fact that you did to the least of these, you did it to me. You understand? The least of these, Uriah was one of the least of those. The fact that you did it to the least, when Yahanna said, I was in jail and you closed me. I was, you came to see me. I had no clothes, you closed me. I needed food, you fed me. And they said, Master, when did we do these things to you? He said, the fact that you did these to the least of those, my brothers, you did it to me. I'm paraphrasing. So when you do evil and you think you're doing it to nobody, you're doing what?
Kawakan. Because thou hast despised me.
You despise the Lord. The fact that you did it to the least, you think you did it to nobody. You think you did it to a trooper, an officer of 50. You despise the Lord. Go ahead, Shapat. Get it quick, please.
The book of Matthew, chapter 25, verse 45. Then shall he answer them, saying, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye did it not to one of the least of these, ye did not, you did it not to me.
Right. You understand? That's the precept, right? The fact that when you think you could abuse a brother because of his rank or who he is, trust me, you're doing it to the Lord. You understand? Keep reading.
Kawakan. Because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Verse 11. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house.
That's what David understood. People read the story with Absalom, and they're saying, why is this boy is trying to kill David? He's trying to take the kingdom. But David understood something that others were not looking at, even though number one, that was his son, who he loved. Number two, he understands this is a direct result of what he did. You understand what I mean? Everything that's going to happen going forward was a direct result of his poor decisions. Now, the Lord's going to put demons in that house. Give me Job. Somebody hold that, Mataya. Somebody give me Job. Go ahead. Question.
I was talking with Officer Kazak, and I saw a picture of Magic Johnson and his family, and the caption just said, Magic Johnson is standing out, when it was obvious that his son was standing out dressed in the halter top and like a woman. And I was just thinking, man, if he would have known that doing whatever he was doing was against the Most High, and that was going to be the result or part of the results of him going against the Most High, he probably wouldn't have done it.
Right. I'll give you another example. Who knows who Ray Caruth is? Ray Caruth was a football player for the Carolina Panthers, I believe. He got a girl pregnant. He didn't want the baby, so he hired somebody to kill her. So the person drove by and shot up her car. She died. The baby didn't. Of course, he got caught. He went to jail. Now he's back, and he's taking care of a child who is in a horrible condition. You understand what I mean? Why is that boy in that horrible condition? Because of the sins of his father. You understand? That's nobody else's fault. That's not the boy's fault. That's his fault. Every time he sees that boy in that wheelchair, underdeveloped, mentally damaged, destroyed, he has to look at himself. There's nobody to look at but yourself. You understand? Now give me read that last part again, Mataya, and then who knows why I want in Job. Read that part again, that last part, Mataya.
Kawakan. Because thou hast despised me, and hast taken the wife of Uriah the Hittite to be thy wife. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house. And
I will raise up evil for thee out of thy own house. Shabbat.
That's a good example when the disciples asked Christ, who said, him or his parents?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
That's all tied.
Yeah.
That's all tied in there. And this thing, we know David sinned. What's going to happen now in the house? David sinned. You understand what I mean? Give me Job chapter 2. Barak, give me Job chapter 2. All right. Verse 4. No, not 4. Verse actually, give me verse. Give me chapter 1, verse 9. Job chapter 1, verse 9. So you understand what's about to happen in David's house. Go ahead.
God of the one kind. I got the book of Job, chapter 1, verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord
This
and
is
said,
Satan speaking about Job. When the Lord was saying, Job is a faithful servant, right? This is what Satan had to say. Go ahead.
and said, doeth Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house?
Thou have not made a hedge about him and what?
And about his house.
And about his house. What does that mean? One more time from the top, Barak.
The book of Job, chapter 1, verse 9. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, doeth Job fear God for naught? Has not thou made an hedge about him and about his house?
Serving you for nothing? Have you not made a hedge about him and about his house? Shabbat.
All the serving that Job did, like, you know, I can't mess with you. You got to protect him. Complete protection.
You have your protection. You have your protection over him and his house. You understand? You have your protection over him and his house. That's why I can't touch them. Read that last part again now. Throughout the Barak.
Come. Thus said the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house, and I will take thy wives before thy eyes.
What's about to happen in his house? Or what's the Lord about to do? Barak. Give the mic.
In general, I want to say, of course, like test them, but to answer it more so on point.
There's not going to be a test.
Kind of a car.
That's not going to be. So there are tests. There's a difference between this and a test. Go ahead.
Removing his protection.
He's about to remove that hedge. He's about to, just think about it this way, right? Let's say there are wolves out on the streets and somebody removes that door. The wolves are coming in. You understand? The wolves are going to tear your baby apart because there's no door there. The Lord's protection is like a hedge around you and your house. Notice he said him and his house. Why did Job's family have a hedge around them? Because of Job. That's how important the man, the head of the household is. People don't understand that in this world. They think this, you know who put the hedge around them now? 911. 911 is about to disappear. I want to see your hedge. When the government shuts down, then I want to see your hedge. When 911 stops working, like Commander Yahanna says, I'm going to see your hedge then. The wolves are coming in. You understand? Go ahead, Shabbat.
It make me think of like you watching little gangster movies or any type of movie where they got it tied up and they be like, "Man, I'm about to kill everybody in your family," make you watch. It's kind of like, the Lord is the most gangster you can think about.
Oh man, well, the Lord knows what happens when you move the hedge. The Lord knows what happens. Satan knows what happens. Satan definitely knows what happens. Demons know what happens when that hedge is removed. That means green light. Green light. We could go in there and do our job now because we got a job to do, and we have not been able to get in there and do our job. But now we could go in there and do our job. So when we give the report, we can't wait to give the Lord a report. And this, in the book of Job, when Satan went in there, he wasn't excited to go in there because he didn't have reports to give that he would like to give. Now he's going to be able to give reports. Go ahead about the war.
When I said that, you remind me of the movie where I forgot his name, where they made all crimes legal for 24 hours. Purge.
Yeah. I'm dealing about the purge. Go ahead, Officer Swap Yala.
Yes, like yes, and again, we're bringing out it's so heavy. And, you know, as a reminder, this is why we mustn't take this truth light. Because now the Lord removing that hedge from around here, you see the end results of this. And, you know, this is why, again, you know, brothers and sisters, and, you know, Commander General, I make mention like as you say, hey, come under this shelter, come in this, as we say, in this sanctuary, in this place where the Lord have a hedge around. Because now the Lord raising back up something that was lost. And, you know, he had righteous black men, you know, in the making. And this is why I always like the word remnant. Because now it's not much. It ain't going to take much. Because now the Lord had to demonstrate, hey, he could use this amount to bring back or to demonstrate the power in you. It's like.
That's right. You understand? And look, and let me tell you this on the sidebar. Don't think you don't have a hedge around you. I mean, when the hedge is removed, you'll know. When the hedge is removed, you will know. You will hear stories coming out of your household that you would not think was possible. Everything out of your mouth will be, how did this happen? How could this happen? Is there a God? That's what you're going to be saying. You ever heard somebody say, is there a God? Because there's no hedge. That's why they say, is there a God? If there's a God, a loving God, how could he allow this? There's no hedge there. There's a loving God, but there's also wolves out there. You know what I mean? There's wolves out there who are going to do their job. Go ahead, keep going, Mataya.
Khan. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thy own house.
Satan said to the Lord in the book of Job, for a change, thrust out thy hand. Who's thy hand when he said that? Shapat. Satan was the Lord's hand in that case. Thrust out thy hand and touch him. Say, read that part again.
Khan. Thus saith the Lord, behold, I will raise up evil against thee out of thine own house.
Go ahead.
And I will take thy wives before thine eyes, and give them unto thy neighbor.
This here is gangster. Listen to this part. Good. Go ahead.
And give them unto thy neighbor.
Go ahead.
And he shall lie with thy wives.
Go ahead.
In the sight of this sun.
Go ahead.
For thou didst it secretly.
You did what you did secretly. You did what you did secretly. Go ahead.
But I will do this thing before all Israel.
I'm going to do this publicly. I'm going to do this publicly. Now, somebody will say, you see there? God is going to make them commit adultery. God's not going to make them commit nothing. He's just telling you what's about to happen now that that door is gone. You understand? Now that that protection is gone, you're about to see what it is to lose wives and to be betrayed and to be stabbed in the back and to be a victim of what you did to somebody else. You understand? Because guess what? When you did that to him, you was the demon. Now the demons are coming to your house. The demons, since you're a demon, the demons want to hang out now. Okay? Since you're the demon. And that's how it works. If you want to be a demon, the Lord will send fellow demons to hang out with you in your house. And we're going to see who stops being a demon first. You understand? Go ahead, Shabbat. Cheers. The demons say, lie, SHALAM. That demon is coming in there to do some damage. And guess what? When that hedge is gone, you know what the demons have to do? They got to report. You think they're gonna go soft? The Lord fed them David. You think they're gonna play? If the Lord feeds them somebody in a brother with rank, you think they're gonna play? This is not regular Jimmy from up the block who is a demon himself. This is a righteous man who decided to be a demon now. Them demons is coming in. And they're looking to gain rank themselves. You know what I mean? They're looking to gain rank themselves. So when they come into your house, brother, they're going to destroy it. You understand? Everything that you thought you loved is gone. I mean, and it's all you're doing. That's why David was crying over Absalom, because he knows Absalom really is innocent in all this. Absalom at this point is just a tool used to destroy him. You understand? I mean, imagine you did something the Lord's upset with you at, and because of this, now your son is, in the LGBTQ because of your decision. Not because he was wicked, not because he was a bad boy, because you was weak, you was soft, you was a coward. You let his mother do whatever she wants, and she decides she wants him to dress in a skirt. You understand? Go ahead, Bakwash.
Counselor, and what's even more heavy about this is that this didn't. Once he got the prophecy that the sword is not going to depart from his house, it took decades for all this stuff to come to pass. So he had all this time to think about what's going to happen.
He was a man like always looking over his shoulder because he's trying to see where is this problem going to come from. You understand? Imagine living like that. You trying to say, okay, when is this going to start? If a tray drops over there and breaks, he's like, what happened? Who broke it? Whose tray was that? Is anybody hurt? You understand what I mean? Now he's on his P's and Q's because he knows the judgment is coming. You understand what I mean? He's like a man waiting to hear his woman screaming, the baby's coming. His wife about to go into labor. You understand? Go ahead, Mother. Yeah.
Slaki, I know he had bags under his eyes.
Oh, man. Well, we're about to get to it. Read a little bit more there. We're about to get into the bags.
Kawakam. And he shall lie with thy wives in the sight of this son.
In the sight of what?
Of this son.
What does that mean? Officer Abadawan?
Salaki, sir. Wide open space.
Wide open space. I'll take that.
Outside.
I'll take that. Everybody, that's what happens when the sunlight is out. Everybody knows about it. Nobody's in the dark. Nobody's in the dark as to what's going on in that house. You understand what I mean? That house might as well be, one of the demons might have been Ricky Lake or Jerry Springer. Because drama was coming to that house. Go ahead, keep reading.
Kawakam, verse 12. For thou didst in secretly, but I will do this thing before all Israel.
That's what you have to always remember, brother. You always have to remember, whatever you think you can do in the secret, you think you can do it and get away with it. The Lord doesn't have to. The Lord doesn't have secrets. That's what I mean. The Lord doesn't have secrets. He'll put it all out for everybody to see. Go ahead.
And before the sun.
Go ahead.
Verse 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord.
Now starts the crying and the repenting. Let me tell you something, man. Repenting or crying or feeling sorry is good, but not doing it is better. You know what I mean? And now you're going to start crying and repenting and saying, I have sinned against the Lord. Right? Keep going.
And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin.
Mm-hmm.
Thou shalt not die.
He has put away your sin, meaning the penalty for this is death, but you're not going to die. The penalty for what you did is just as you prescribed for that other person you was judging. You understand what I mean? The same penalty that that was the correct penalty, but you're not going to die. Go ahead.
Verse 14. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme.
That part is important. Howbeit, because of what you did, you've given the enemies of the Lord great occasion to blaspheme, meaning to talk bad about the Lord and his people. You understand? What you do, you give the enemy great occasion to call you no good, deadbeat dads, and so forth. Abusers, thugs, gangsters, drug dealers, prostitutes. You give the enemy great occasion to blaspheme the Lord. Go ahead, Officer Bakwasha.
Khan. I was talking to a brother some time ago who left the school and came back, and he was saying when he left the school, he was like in a cipher, and someone as they were smoking weed was like, you used to be my my role model, but now look at you.
That's embarrassing.
And that cut him. That cut the brother when he told me, it was like, man, that cut him deep when he told him that.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. You understand? You give the enemy great opportunity to shame you. I mean, Mateo, stay on the reading for me, please. Actually, Barack, you got it? Yeah. All right, go ahead.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 12, verse 13. And David said unto Nathan, I have sinned against the Lord. And Nathan said unto David, the Lord also hath put away thy sin. Thou shalt not die. Verse 14. Howbeit, because by this deed thou hast given great occasion to the enemies of the Lord to blaspheme, the child also that is born unto thee shall surely die. Verse 15.
That's a penalty. You understand what I mean? That's not a test. That's a penalty. You understand? The child that you're going to have with this woman is going to die. Go ahead.
Verse 15. And Nathan departed unto his house.
After Nathan left.
And the Lord strake the child that Uriah's wife bare unto David, and it was very sick. Right. David, therefore.
And then, of course, the child dies, right? So we're going to fast forward you now to 2 Samuel's chapter 13. 13. Verse 1.
The book of 2 Samuel, chapter 13, verse 1. And it came to pass after this, that Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister.
Yeah, here we go. Whenever you hear somebody is a fair sister or a fair girl, here comes the drama. Isn't it ironic? There was a beautiful woman. Here we go. You understand? Whenever you hear the words fair and beautiful, drama follows. You understand? Absalom, the son of David, had a fair sister. Go ahead.
Whose name was Tamar.
Her name was Tamar. Beautiful girl. Beautiful young girl named Tamar. Go ahead.
And Amnon, the son of David, loved her.
And Ammon, David had a son named Ammon, loved her. Right? Just to break this part down a little bit for you. So David had Absalom and Ammon. Tamar was Absalom's sister, but not David's daughter. It's like a stepchild situation. So he has two sons. One of them has a sister, right? Ammon, his son, loves her or fell in love with her. Go ahead.
So, like, sir, when you said that, okay, the daughter, this was not his daughter, or this was another wife's daughter, but it wasn't like Absalom and Ammon had two different mothers.
No, Absalom and Ammon did have two different mothers, but they are both David's sons. They're his sons. Tamar is the daughter of Absalom's mom.
Okay, was she like a concubine or something?
No, Absalom's mom. So Absalom and Tamar are related. They're sisters. But Tamar, so Absalom's mother was likely Saul's daughter, because she was married before.
Right, that's what I was trying to say.
You understand? And now he married her, and he had a son with her named Absalom. But Ammon, also David's son, likes her. It's not his sister, basically. Go ahead.
I'm about to say that would be direct
incest.
Against the law.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that's not that. That's the Christians just say, oh, that's not, they don't understand this. And that's why it says Tamar is Absalom's sister, not Ammon's sister. Right. And throughout this, you'll never see it said that was David's daughter. You understand? We'll read. Go ahead.
Verse 2. And Amnon was so vexed that he fell sick for his sister Tamar.
Ammon was so vexed that he felt sick for her over her. You understand? He felt sick over her. That's his stepsister. He's in love with her. That's what we call love sick. Go ahead.
For she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her. But Amnon had a friend whose name was Jonadab.
That's the demon right there. That's the demon right there. So he likes this sister, right? But but read that part again. But you know he liked her what?
Khan. For she was a virgin, that he felt sick for his sister Tamar. Mm-hmm. For she was a virgin, and Amnon thought it hard for him to do anything to her.
He would never do something to her. You understand what I mean? Even though he liked her a lot, to the point where he felt sick for her. Yeah, know what? Of course, you know what love sick feels like, right? Right? Keep reading.
Verse 3. But Amnon had a friend. Whose name was Jonadab, the son of Shemaiah.
Go ahead.
David's brother.
Go ahead.
And Jonadab was a very subtle man.
He was a what?
Very subtle man.
A very subtle man. This man had a demon on him. You understand? Shapat, go ahead.
That's how they describe the snake in the serpent.
Yeah, because he about to be in his ear. Subtile. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he said unto him, why art thou being the king's son, lean from day to day? Wilt thou not tell me? And Amnon said unto him, I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister.
I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. You understand? I'm in love with my stepsister. Go ahead.
Verse 5. And Jonadab said unto him, lay thee down on thy bed and make thyself sick. And when thy father cometh to see thee, say unto him, I pray thee, let my sister Tamar come and give me meat, and dress the meat in my sight, that I may see it and eat it at her hand.
So this is a counsel this brother guys for. When play sick, and when your father comes to see what's going on, act like you can't eat, and say, you know what, if tomorrow one time made something I like, maybe if she comes and makes it for me and seasons it for me, I'll be able to eat. Go ahead.
Verse 6. So Amnon lay down and made himself sick. And when the king was come to see him, Amnon said unto the king, I pray thee, let Tamar my sister come and make me a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat at her hand.
I don't think those are the cakes you want.
I was about to say that, sir. He looked for a different type of cake.
Keep reading.
Verse 7.
And this, you know what? This verse here is very important for young sisters to understand. I want sisters online, read this verse very carefully for when some brothers or somebody's telling you how much they love you and they can't live without you. Watch what happens here. Go ahead.
2 Samuel.
He's lovesick over this sister. Keep that in mind as we read this. Go ahead.
2 Samuel chapter 13, verse 7. Then David sent home to Tamar, saying, go now to thy brother Amnon's house and dress him meat. Verse 8. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was laid down, and she took flour and kneaded it and made cakes in his sight, and did bake
Skip
the
to
cakes.
verse 10 for the sake of time.
Verse 10. And Amnon said unto Tamar, bring the meat unto the chamber, that I may eat of thine hand. And Tamar took the cakes which she had made and brought them into the chamber to Amnon her brother. Verse 11. And when she had brought them unto him to eat, he took hold of her and said unto her, come lie with me, my sister.
So now he grabbed her. He says, sleep, have sex with me. Go ahead.
And she answered him, nay, my brother, do not force me, for no such thing ought to be done in Israel. Do not thou this folly.
None of that kind of stuff ever happens in Israel. Do not do this. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 13. And I, whither shall I cause my shame to go? As for thee, thou shalt be as one of the fools in Israel. Now, therefore, I pray thee, speak unto the king, for he will not withhold me from thee.
So this is saying, why don't you just ask your father for my hand in marriage? He's not going to say no. Right? Go ahead.
Howbeit, he would not hearken unto her voice,
but he would not listen. Go ahead.
But being stronger than she, forced her and lay with her. Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
Read that part again. After he forced himself on her and raped her, basically. Go ahead.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
I want you sisters to listen to this part here. For that brother, you think he's just telling you everything you want to hear to get you in that bed. Afterwards, brother. You understand? Afterwards, he hates you exceedingly. Why? The lust is gone. The demon is gone.
Yep.
And now you're nothing but a burden to him.
Yep.
You understand? Now you're nothing but, that's why you have to do things decently and by arrangement or in order. Had he did the right way, he would not have that demon fall on him now. You understand? That's why you have the dowry. That's why you have the commitment. That's why you have that whole ceremony. Because now this is a public thing. It's nothing to be ashamed of. But now after he done raped her, now he has to deal with the fact that he's a rapist now. And everybody's going to look at him as a rapist. And this bitch in his mind is going to tell everybody. Now I'm going to start treating her harshly. A lot of you don't understand why your childhood sweetheart can't stand you today. You understand? Because your father had nothing to do with your marriage. I find America to be the most disrespectful place where fathers just find out that their daughters are pregnant. You understand? And the man hates them afterwards. I want sisters to really pay attention to that part. You understand? When you think he's telling you all the nice things to say that to get you into the bed. Afterwards, this is a sister that he liked her so much that he fell sick over her. Now the lust demon has left. Now he what? Read again.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly.
This is all the demons playing in the house. This is all the demons that the Lord promised would come into the house, playing in the house. From him liking her till he was sick, to the other brother coming in, talking and giving him advice, to them coming up with a scheme against David, to him raping her, and then to now him hating her. That, here you go. Here comes the sword. Go ahead, Bakwash. I don't think we have. What's the question?
It's from Kira 76. Salaki, sir, may I receive an explanation for what qualifies a woman to be a man's additional rib? Does this include if she is a whore, sex with multiple men, but has sex with a man who has a rib?
Ask that one more time.
May I receive an explanation for what qualifies a woman to be a man's additional rib?
What qualifies a woman to be an additional wife? Go ahead.
Does this include if she is a whore, when she has sex with multiple men, but has sex with a man who has a rib?
I don't understand the question. I'm gonna try to explain it best based on what I understand. So, what qualifies him to have a woman to qualify as a second wife? Number one, if she's a whore, they're just committing adultery. That's not a wife. You understand? If she belongs to another man and you're sleeping with her, you're committing adultery. You understand? But I really don't understand it. Maybe she could rephrase it. All right. Hopefully that answered the question. You cannot take a person who's married to another woman and make and she be both your wife and his wife. It doesn't work that way. All right. Let's move on for the sake of time. Shabbat.
I don't understand either. What's an additional wife?
I don't know.
Cut it. Both of you. Wow.
Yeah.
Supposed to be your wife.
Cut it. I don't understand it. I don't understand the question. Like, I mean, and if it's something that's happening, go to counsel over it, get counseling over it if it's something that happened directly to you. But don't worry about another man's wife. You understand what I mean? If your husband's getting another wife, as long as you're doing it the right way, don't try to investigate and put two and two together. because demons will be speaking to you, sister. You understand me? Demons is what's even making you phrase that way. That's why we don't even understand what the hell you're asking. If that's the case, I don't want to say that's the case. All right, but be careful with demons because they'll have you painting pictures in your mind that is not there. All right. Now, if there's a brother who's having sex with another man's wife, that is not a second wife of his. That is adultery. That's not tolerated in the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. All right. Go ahead.
A little bit more on that scripture.
Yeah, please.
Then Amnon hated her exceedingly, so that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her.
I want sisters to understand that. We're running out of time. I'm not going to be able to get to the points we wanted to get to, right, for the sake of time. But I want sisters to understand that. And that's how we got to that part we opened up with Solomon and David not wanting him to die and him crying over him. If you read this whole thing, there's lessons upon lessons in here, especially if you are a head of a household.
God.
If you are a head of a household, it is your job to ensure there is protection there from the Lord. You understand me? Because you can't fight a demon, brother. I mean, you can fight a demon, but you can't fight demons for other people. You understand? David could not fight that demon for Ammon. Ammon had to fight that demon. And he was wide open. Go ahead. Nah, let's stick to the time limit, brother. I mean, we had a hell of a week. We had a hell of a week. Give you all yourselves a hand. You understand me? Definitely keep read this chapter, complete this chapter, and go to the next one. Right? Right to where I think chapter 18, where we were at. Chapter 18 is so heavy, brother. When you hear how David reacted and then how his soldiers reacted based on how he reacted. It's heavy. Right? I'll definitely recommend chapter 18, read it through. Barak?
Just a little bit more to end it off.
Go ahead.
So that the hatred with
Barak likes the drama. Go ahead, Barak.
So that the hatred wherewith he hated her was greater than the love wherewith he had loved her. And Amnon said unto her, arise, be gone.
Good night. Shalom. Shalom. With that, we'll pass the class over to Trooper Mataya.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters.
Rules for brothers. These not new rules. Is it new in there? It says new. Okay.
Rules for brothers and sisters.
Say it as it is on there for now.
Come on. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a brother or a sister come into the school, they are off limits.
I think she said rules for new brothers and sisters. But go ahead.
Come on.
As is.
When a new brother or sister come into
read
the
as is. So like I'm not changing anything.
When a new brother or sister come into the school.
Read it as is. From the top, one more time. Salaki, brother. I'm confusing you.
All right. Come on.
Exactly how it is there.
Security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under Commander General Yahanna. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a new sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head.
That's what your man didn't do, Barak. He didn't get permission from the head. You understand me? That's what Ammon didn't do. Go ahead.
Come on.
We have these rules here for a reason. Go ahead.
He or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister.
Mm-hmm.
There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other.
Ammon said, damn all that. Go ahead.
After this 6 month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. You can find this in Numbers chapter 18, verse 21, and Malachi chapter 3, verse 8 through 10. Means tenth in Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashra. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory, whatsoever amount you would like to give. Up holy convocation, which is the feast of unleavened bread that we in. Come. Feast of unleavened bread, 15th day of the first month for 7 days, which is Sunday, April, which is Sunday, April 21st through Sunday 28th. The water, sir.
We will be going up to Baltimore to close out the feast. All right. DC will be joining the Baltimore school to close out the feast.
Come. April 28th, 2024, sundown. And you can find this in Exodus chapter 12, verse 17 through 20, and Leviticus chapter 23, verse 6 through 8. Reminder, Akim and Akwathium, to check on social media such as ISUPK.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for I.S.U.P.K. events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, used to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, black shirts, black pants, and black headband or scarf. And with that, I would say to the school, Imagine, we will give one courtesy salute to the teacher, men of Israel, Imagine Shabbat, Imagine Barak, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Barakatah, Yajamata. Class dismissed.
Backstage.
You ain't no Israelite, but you a gospelite, bitch. Fuck you talking about? If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. U.P.K. soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. Sharp on shit, I'm bout it. U.P.K. soup solid. Fuck nigga don't want war. It ain't enough clips in your army. All the bitches wanna take my piece. All they hoes wanna take my piece. All the niggas wanna take my piece. No, I can't let a dog take it from me. I can't let a dog take it from me. You a whole study and you dummy. And these bitches really out this bitch walking around like they don't know nothing. And a lame nigga fall for them and get set up for the coins and get gunned down, man down. Should've took the time, get a damn no. But I see the starter and I show her. She could never get a priest holding. You a dirt ass, rust ass neck bitch with a fake ass jury. In Tennessee while I'm touring. It's a Tennessee, but she luring. Yeah, that sucker duck bitch ass boy, fuck nigga over that bit muggin'. I say, if that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded, boy, he'll fade you line up. Young nigga named Slayer. What you think, boy? You be done to try. South Coast shit, we bout it. U.P.K. soup solid. Little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch. I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood. Hood. More than you, bitch. You a lame nigga down to me. Eat candy, but I'm sucker free. You a little nigga, ain't none of me. Base up, boy, I fit a beat. Yeah, AR-223. Draco with a magazine. Yeah, that clip run like limousine. I shoot your ass in the spleen. Boy, I bust your ass in the temple. We debating by the temple. Tell the truth, boy, you's a victim. And you're scoring off like a lizard. Nigga walk down my road. Why does nigga come down my road? Boy, come down my road. Boy, I charge your ass toll fee. I'm a real big priest, nigga. U.P.K. play for keys, nigga. Command a general get a damn order, but ain't nothing me to damn kill you. I was talking his ass like a cat. All weapons, boys full of tech. Boy, like a close comeback. Nigga, I popped off for a neck. If that nigga won't walk, bitch, we ready. It ain't hard to find us. How can I keep that stick locked, loaded? I.S.U.P.K suit solid, little bitch think I'm crazy, think I'm playing like bitch, I ain't the one. Warfare every day, so who is you, bitch? I don't need your love. Killers right round the way. What you think? I love this brotherhood or hood? More than you, bitch.
Christ said 7 women gonna be on one nigga in the end time. Nigga, fuck wrong with you, boy. Stressed by that damn hoe ass bitch. Fake ass nigga too. Dumb ass motherfucker. Fuck you.
Backstage.